Good evening. Welcome in daily UPSC editorial audio program. Evergrande collapse. Deconstructive China. The Economic Times. Better judicial infra services justice well. Groh Lakshmi is not a freebie. The Hindu. Now the full editorial. Ever Evergrande collapse. Deconstructive China. The Economic Times. Liquidation of Evergrande. Liquidation of Evergrande by a Hong Kong court this week piles on the pressure for China to prop up its collapsing property market. Beijing will have to take a call on protecting foreign creditors when when home buyers have stopped purchases. Since real estate is key to the Chinese economy, where households park around three-fourths of their savings, and foreign bondholders have pushed enormous credit to developers. Some form of taxpayers-led rescue is inevitable. Question is, how long will the government hold out on stimulating the economy, a key component of which we need to address persisting house price deflation. China may have greater control over con- contagion, but its equity market are slumping as global manufacturing evaluates alternative production bases. Getting home buyers and taxpayers to underwrite losses of foreign creditors should be a stretch for Beijing, which has choreographed China's rapid economic growth by funneling household savings into infrastructure. Investment-led export growth has depressed domestic consumption and is now faltering as China's trade surplus with the rest of the world slows. Reviving consumption becomes even more difficult with real estate denting household wealth, and unless China rebalances demand between investment and consumption, it will struggle to grow even at its current diminutive rate compared to its high investment phase. A cooling Chinese economy is not good news for the world, except in economies positioning themselves for export-led growth, such as India. These stand to benefit from rising foreign investment and the elongated commodity down cycle. Fragility of China's recovery is, in some manner, inversely related to India's economic momentum, but for all the obvious gains, there are lessons to be drawn from the Chinese model that has tested the limits of export-led growth. Even before that, Japan's housing market collapse triggered decades of recession. China still has the option to avoid the eventuality. It would do self and the world a favor by acting with dispatch. Better judicial infra serves justice well. Better judicial infra serves justice well. A well-functioning judiciary is a critical component of the social contract between citizens and the state. For the judiciary to operate smoothly, it requires an enabling and robust infrastructure framework. On Sunday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi stated that his government is committed to strengthening judicial infrastructure. That is welcome news. Judicial infrastructure has three dimensions: physical infrastructure, courtroom and lawyers' chambers; digital infrastructure, video conferencing devices and internet connectivity; and human resources, judges and their support staff. While challenging challenges exist in all three areas, special attention is needed for physical and digital infrastructure, especially in lower courts. According to a Vithi Center for Legal Policy report, most lower courts complexes in Gujarat, Sikkim, and Tripura are inaccessible through public transport. Additionally, less than half of the surveyed courtroom, 40% or 266 of 665 court complexes had functioning washroom, and only 11% of washrooms were accessible for those with disabilities. A 2021 survey by CGI office found that only 41% of lower courts had studio-based video conferencing facilities. Successive law commissions and chief justices, including CJI T.Y. Chanchur, have called for the upgrade of court infrastructure. Several studies, including National Court Management System constituted by the Supreme Court, have shown a direct connection between physical infrastructure, personal strength, digital infrastructure, and the pendency of cases. While funds have been a recurring challenge, response of the states on this issue has been lukewarm. In several judgments, the top court has highlighted the constitutional goals of justice, accessibility, affordability, and speedy justice. To achieve these, judicial efficiency is a must, and that cannot happen without a robust infrastructure. The center, state, and the higher judiciary must address this challenge together. Guru Lakshmi is not a freebie. The Hindu Gauri Shankar S. Hayarmat and K.S. Harikrishnan teaches economics and UGC Senior Research Fellow at the Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. The introduction of the Guru Lakshmi scheme by the Karnataka government has reignited the policy debate about welfare programs for the economically disadvantaged and fiscal prudence. The scheme guarantees a direct monthly cash transfer of rupees 2,000 to women who are the heads of below poverty line household in Karnataka. About 1.36 crore beneficiaries are registered. This means that the annual outlay of the scheme is more than 32,000 crore. Mainstream economics does not recognize activities primarily carried out by women at home as economic activities. Unpaid work encompasses domestic chores such as cooking and washing, while care work involves caring for the elderly and children. The participation of women in remunerative economic activity is abyssally low, while their burden of unpaid work is substantially higher than men, according to the time use survey conducted by the National Statistical Office. 57.3% of male respondents were involved in employment and related activities compared to 18.4% of women. In contrast, 81.2% of women bore the burden of unpaid domestic services for household members compared to 26.1% of men. Further, the burden of unpaid and care work is disproportionately higher for economically poor women, who are also engaged in wage work as they lack the resources to outsource care activities. Thus, they are trapped in a cycle of poverty. The Gru Lakshmi scheme represents a crucial step in recognizing the value of unpaid work. As urbanization grows and the population ages, the burden of elderly care is expected to increase, especially for improvised families. Income support from the state can alleviate the strain on such families. In this context, monetary support to women cannot be seen as a freebie. It is an entitlement for the care work that women do, especially women who face multidimensional and time poverty. In a patriarchal economic system, women are often paid low wages, which they reluctantly accept due to their limited bargaining power. Unconditional cash support not only helps women decontrol their labor power from the system to an extent, but possibly provides some cushion to resist accepting reservation wages by enhancing their bargaining power. Empirical evidence supports cash transfer to households in stimulating aggregate demand and putting the economy back on the growth trajectory, rather than providing shops and uh, soaps and bailout packages to the corporate sector. sector to revive it. For instance, according to a study by IFPRI, Indian Council for Agriculture Research, PM Kisan, a direct benefit transfer scheme of the union government, enabled farmer to meet expenses other than agriculture and had a multiplier effect. Direct support measures, including cash transfer to households by the union government during the COVID-19 pandemic, led to a swift V-shaped recovery of the economy. The Gruh Lakshmi scheme is also poised to bolster aggregate demand given its target group's relatively high marginal propensity to consumptions consumption improves quality of life and also boosts economic activity. The scheme signifies a redistribution of resources by the government to a marginalized section of society, recognizing unpaid work, nonetheless ensuring that resources to finance the scheme are augmented from direct taxes such as levies on high value property and capital transactions and excise taxes on premium liquor is crucial. Prudent administrative measures to trim unnecessary expenditures can provide additional resources to ensure timely and uninterrupted cash transfers. Therefore, a transparent and well thought roadmap for resource augmentation is indispensable. While fiscal prudence is necessary, it must not come at the expense of the welfare of the marginalized. It is naive to consider Guru Lakshmi as a panica for gender inequality. There is a need to universalize such support to women in recognition of their unpaid and care work. A comprehensive institutional framework at the national and subnational levels and cooperative federalism are indispensable to address gender inequality in the economy and ensure redistribution. Thank you.